Hello class 5 students. Today we are going to do the chapter the freedom struggle. We have already started this chapter in the online class, and once again we will do this chapter in parts through videos. So far we have seen the revolt of 1857, the results, what were the results of the revolt. We have seen how social reformers influenced the common masses, and how they were successful in arousing the feeling for the country, the love for the country. And all these gradually led to the growth of nationalism. Now, in this chapter, first of all, we are going to read what is nationalism. The second half of the 19th century saw the growth of nationalism in India. Nationalism is a feeling of patriotism, love and loyalty for one's country. So, it is the love for one's country. It is the desire of a group of people who share common history, culture and territory to have an independent country. So nationalism is feeling for the nation, love for the nation, and also an irresistible urge to become independent, to have the reins of the government in their own hands. The growth of nationalism. There were many reasons which led to the growth of nationalism. The revolt of 1857 had made the Indians aware of the oppressive British rule. They wanted to get rid of the British and have their own independent nation. The introduction of the Western education and spread of new ideas like nationalism, democracy, and liberty motivated the Indians to struggle for freedom. Yes. So, one very important thing was the result of 1857. Yes, it ended in a failure, but it also, made the Indians aware that this country is theirs, and the Britishers could not rule this nation forever. So that was one reason. Another reason was the introduction of Western education. And along with the introduction of Western education, many new ideas like nationalism, democracy. Democracy is where the people elect the representatives of the government. Then liberty, that is freedom. Okay. All these ideas were also introduced to the Indian people, and this also led to the growth of nationalism. Another reason that promoted nationalism was that the British had united the country under one rule, and this led to a feeling of unity among the Indians. This feeling of unity was strengthened when the British introduced a new network of roads, railways, post and telegraph services in India. It brought people of different parts of the country closer to each other. So, very unknowingly, for their own benefit, the British people had introduced network, had developed a network of roads, railways, so that it's easier to communicate, roads, railways, postal, telegraph. So what happened was, when they had set up this, then people from different parts of the country could easily communicate with each other, could easily come closer to each other. And once they came closer to each other, they thought, it means that feeling of oneness came in them. And this was also one of the reasons which led to the growth of nationalism. The next reason was poets and writers composed songs and plays to arouse the feeling of patriotism. So through songs and plays. Then Songs and plays became powerful tool of protest. So through songs and protest, people voiced their means people expressed their anger against the British rule. Social reformers like Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and Annie Besant inspired the people by instilling in them a sense of self-respect and self-confidence. So, you have already read about the social reformers, and you've seen, how very slowly and gradually through their songs and through their writings, okay, common people became aware of the fact that it's not the right thing that is happening. The Britishers cannot be the rulers. It is their country, and they should be the rulers. And another thing that they did was to have the self-respect. So as long as people are under the British rule, they won't have that respect, they won't have that confidence. So that to gain that self-respect and confidence, it was very important that they get rid of the British rule. Racial discrimination against Indians and economic exploitation by the British worsened. This led to unhappiness in the country and rise of national awakening. So we have also read that the British people, what they did was they took all the raw materials from India, and they produced those goods in England, came and sold them at a much higher price in India. So which was very which was a very wrong thing to do, and that by that the economic condition of the country became all the more worse. And racial discrimination is difference, making differences by their skin color, and that the Britishers were superior and Indians were not were looked down upon, were not given proper chances in administration, all these things. So all these things gradually increase the anger in the people, and finally that burning desire for freedom led to the struggle for freedom. So we stop here today. We'll do the rest of the chapter in the next class. Thank you.